Good morning, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each one of you. Welcome to the stream. I started the stream a bit early today. Since I'm here and since I have a couple of things I want to go over, right? Welcome everybody to the stream. This is Benchina here, Ziga. And we're gonna be backtesting DTFX today, of course, with our beloved energy drink. This is the Ultra Black Monster with the cherry flavor. Right. Okay. First of all, never tried that one. Yo, Russ, welcome to the stream. Let's go, baby. It's actually really good. It's like a dark cherry. But yeah, first of all, what I do want to go over is the charts, right? We're gonna go over NQ. Today is bank holiday. Today is Independence Day. The US banks don't work, right? And what we're gonna go over is yesterday's price action. I sent out a TDA, right, in my Discord. I sent out a TDA, and the TDA looked something. Wait, I can post, but yeah, the TDA was basically just going over how we were reacting off of this I was looking for another tap, and then you know, for price to go higher, since we did close above that high. I was looking for price to go higher. Now that closure up above signaled, yeah, we are long. Okay, now with that long, I was looking at the zone up above. I was looking at the zones up above. I was looking for a potential tap, right? Because we are at the top of the range, right? I was looking still a long to go into a short, right? Now that long was kind of well, I did give out the zone, right? The origin, the flip, and that flip did end up delivering a 1-to-1, and that was perfect, right? That was picture perfect long. You could have taken that, you could have profited, but then we had a failure to go up above, and the failure to go up above created that double top, right? And the double top, what we ended up doing was just straight dumping. And with that straight dumping, I would never, and I really mean never, advise you to go in along, right? If you have an area which is small up here, like, yeah, then yeah, long it. But if it's by your rules, let's say we took this small SNDR, right? Let's say we took this small SNDR. Look what it did to the zone. Boom, directly through. Now I don't know if it delivered on the lower time frame. Let me just check. Yeah, on the lower time frame, tapped and just plowed through, right? That's what we did. And yeah, with bearish price action, when there is obvious bearish volume, if you go into the higher time frame, look at this. Now, when you see us trading through that low, that first low, you go and look, okay, where are we in price action? Okay, we just traded, okay, we traded from an that's the second tap. Okay, now we're trading lower. What did we also trade from? Oh, it's that double top at the top of the range. Now that 1-to-1 already delivered, right? That 1-to-1 was all the way here, and that delivered. And with that 1-to-1, we then retraced back into the zone. Okay, now watch what happened, right? On the hourly, we have a flip. Now I didn't notice that. Okay, I didn't notice that. It was an honest mistake, but we had a flip. And that's also why I have shorts here, right? We have that flip of that protected low. That protected low was flipped. And then what did we do after the closure? Trade up above, back into that 50%. Okay, now we traded lower. We had that hourly closure down below. With that hourly closure, look at these two bearish candles. Look at these two bearish candles just going straight down. Straight down, right? You do not want to be part of a long right here, right? Even though it delivered, you do not want to be a part of a long down here. Now, if you go into the 5 minutes for a second, look at this swing, right? We have an SNDR. I did have a limit here. I sent it out to the Discord. You guys probably saw. I sent out a limit that I had here on the zone, right? And yesterday I was quite baffled because when I give you guys a TDA, right? When I give you guys these levels, I presume you guys are gonna use it as a narrative. I don't presume that you guys are gonna use it as entries. Now, it's okay if your entry is if your entry model somehow ended up on my TDA, then take it. But if your entry model, the one that you haven't backtested, right, does not present in my TDA, you should not be taking it and then blaming me and then telling me that it failed, even though I never gave that call out in the first place. Okay, because yesterday I felt really shit. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest, I felt like shit because well, I'm not gonna go into the detail, but just do not blame me when something fails, because see, I can be wrong too. I'm a trader. I am not a robot. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, it's time to crack open a monster and start trading. Now, I do have to get my laptop, so guys, bear with me for a second. I will be right back, like just 2 seconds. Okay. I do fancy reading chat, all right? And I can't read chat without my laptop. So guys, how are you guys doing on this fine day? Let's open up. Backtesting. Oh, how are you doing? You're backtesting. I mean, that sums up the mood, right? But yeah, okay, I have the chat ready. Okay. So, I gave the TDA, right, the 73 level and the 33 level, right? So we can deliver that one-to-one on that SNDR. And that's pretty much about it. Now, let's delve into backtesting, shall we? So where are we? We are at Tuesday, 22nd of April. I picked a random date, so that's 22nd of April. Let's just do the top down, right? It's a brand new session, so nothing should be here. Okay. So on the top down analysis, I'm just gonna go over it briefly. We have that run of the low. We have this SNDR that we could that we could end up trading into. And what do we have? Yeah, that's pretty much about it. But I think this wicked on the higher time frame. Now on the daily, I know that we have a closure, yeah, but this was a weekly wick, right? So what do we expect with a weekly wick, right? We can still get that SNDR trade to go lower, but it is a weekly wick. Just pay attention to that, okay? Now let's drop into the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, we are actually really close. We are really close to this zone. Okay, I like that. So we are MMing on top of this zone. So I will place a price label on the 50%, right? Just so we know where we are in price action. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we have the double bottom, the run of the first high, the run of the second. The double bottom can also be a zone, right? That we learned that in my TDA. That double bottom can also be a zone. Yeah, okay, let me just draw it. Cool, so that imbalance. Okay, let's draw back into the 1 minute. We know where we are in price action. Okay, so we know that we are at the bottom of the range and we are dropping, right? Let's go to the next New York session, which would be Thursday. Okay, so we did trade down below. Yeah, so we did trade down below this protected low, then we created another swing, closed down below it, boom, boom, and then we traded up above. Okay, gives us something to work with, right? Oh, we didn't trade up above, my bad. So we have that outstanding high still, which I will mark. Okay. You guys ready for this backtesting session? You guys got your monsters? Look, as long as there's one people coming here, I'll be doing these because it's so much like I get value from this because I backtest. Yo, I hope you're kidding, but even if you don't, like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have different. I mean, I can't look. Yeah, Coca-Cola, yeah. So look, we have this I'm just gonna mark it out. So with us trading up above here, we can tap that create that SNDR, and then trade through the high because we have 1, 2, 3 swings already in place. I would look for us to create that SNDR, right? If I go just count the swings, right? If I just count them real quick, so we have that the first, that second, right? Now, why is this the first? If we go into the 5 minute, everything's gonna be much clearer, right? This is the validated swing on the 5 minute, so I'm just gonna use this. Okay, that's the validated high. Now, that's the first, the second, and now we're waiting for the third to potentially long, right? We're looking for longs. And over here, we do have this zone. That's the second swing SNDR. And what I'm gonna do is dial this back. I don't know, the default likes to go ham, right? Let me do 5 seconds. Yeah, okay. So price is evolving. We see swings being created as we go higher. We did now go and sweep that high. Now with that high being swept, I do expect a rejection from that right? That's what we could expect. Now the obviously did not give a rejection, which is fine. Okay, what are we looking for next? Now if we just look at price action as it is, we wicked this low, right? This low we wicked. We went and closed up above that high. Now what are we expecting? We're expecting a retracement to go high, right? We're expecting bullish PA. Now where could a possible rejection come from? Now that's the origin of the move, and that's also the level that we have up above, right? These are the two rejections. Now just judging by this volume, I see price could eventually, well, essentially just continue to go higher. Now with market opens like this, when it just goes into one direction, you can see advancements as far as in the PM session, right? We're just gonna play price real quick. So if it does create that third swing, I will go on into that SNDR. So we are still trading higher. Now we tap this origin, right? Obviously we are not taking a trade off of here. We are not taking a trade. Now why wouldn't we take a trade? Russ, now I know you're active in the chat. Why aren't we taking a trade off of this origin? I'm gonna wait a second. But let me just hear it. I want you guys to learn this, right? Let me hear it. It's coming in hot, exactly. So when we have this, if I could, I think we can invert it. Wait, I don't think we can. I don't think we can invert it, guys. Wait, wasn't there like an option to like invert the whole chart? I think it should be somewhere. You can flip the monitor. Okay, so when price is coming like with extreme bullish momentum into the zone, that's where you don't want to take an entry, right? You don't want to be selling when the institutions are buying, okay? So you want to be a part of that trend. Now it's still going. I would not personally be involved in a short over here. I would still be looking for longs, right? So let me see if we're gonna actually take out that high. So we took out that high. Now we need a higher time frame closure up above that high, right? We need a higher time frame closure up above that high to solidify any outstanding SNDRs that we potentially might trade from. Like, this is the 5 minute, right? But the 5 minute seems relatively small compared. The 5 minute did not close. Just saying, if we are not taking this SNDR, but the 5 minute face to close. But I'm just saying, like how large this zone is important when you're choosing your SNDRs. You don't want to be choosing small ass fractals on the higher time frame to go higher, right? That's something that we don't want to do. Now I think that third swing just printed. Yeah, okay, that third swing just printed. Now just look at the size of the swings, right? 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, it looks like it belongs to the 15. Okay, yeah, it looks like it belongs to the 15. Okay, even the hourly, right? We can even say that it belongs to the hourly. Now on that 1 minute, that third swing just rolled around. Okay, well, on the 1 minute, the third swing is printing at the moment. I am continuing to observe price. Okay, so we got a closure up above. Now, would you guys be interested in any longs here? Would you guys be interested in any longs down here? For example, this zone. Would you fancy? Would you fancy a long here? Okay, no. Okay. I mean, it's only you, Rust. So I guess we're gonna have to take the entry for all of the people, right? Okay, yeah, this is really low volatility. It's $32. We have to go in with, oh, it's micros. I forgot. We are backtesting M&Q, right? We are backtesting M&Q. So me personally, just judging by this expansion, right? Judging by this expansion and not looking at the high, right? We still have that target, right? This is our higher time frame target. The high wasn't our higher time frame target. This was, right? Yeah, it is the zone at the top of the range, but this is the third swing. We can still, we took the relevant height, so we can expect, yeah, we can expect accumulation, but that does not mean that we don't, we can still long, right? This is the third swing, and we are expecting higher prices. Now, with that extension going higher, I do still see this going higher. Yeah, we have that further target. Like, that's why we did the TDA, right? I still have us moving all the way up here, and judging by the price leg alone, this is not exhausted yet. We see when we see exhaustion, we see what? Accumulation, right? We see this, and swings getting closer and closer together. Yeah, don't worry. Swings getting closer and closer together, and that rounding, right? I would still be interested in this long. Now let's see. Should we use the ZIL? Rust, yay or nay? Okay, never. Okay, let's use it for entertainment purposes, right? So we see, okay, price tapped our area. That's cool, right? What do we expect? A tap and then a trade into that 1-to-1. Now you could use the BE level, the 0.3 level on the impulse, or you could use the previous candle's high. It doesn't matter, right? These are all targets that you can use. Like, this is the previous candle's high. You can use the BE level. It doesn't matter, right? it matters what you backtest, you know. Okay, like textbook, right? Third swing SNDR delivered the BE level, and we are looking for that previous candle's high, right? We are still, for example, if we were targeting that previous candle's high, okay, it's still outgoing, almost tapped our stop loss, right, with the ZIL. And is it gonna hit? Let's see. Okay, so it hit. Nice. So we have that previous candle's high as a target, which was met, right? And you see how these targets, right? You see how these targets usually align. 0.7 is close to that 1-to-1 of the swing. The 0.5 is close to that previous candle's high, right? The ZIL essentially, as I said, incorporates the targeting without actually knowing how to target, which I know might sound strange, but yeah, it actually works like that. And yeah, I mean, I can give you guys the levels in the resources chat. Now we see a potential flip. Potential flip in that third swing. Now this is the third swing. We could see an exhaustion, maybe an MM forming over here. But again, yeah, I'm still open. Like we took the trade, right? We profited. We don't need to be right about what's going on. So traded up above, closed up above. Now this is a zone that I wouldn't be trading from. Now why? It's the fourth swing, right? It's the fourth. This is the third, and this is now the fourth swing. And now we can see that exhaustion, right? Now we can see that exhaustion. If this was to come down like this, it would be exactly like we drew, right? We could get that run of the low, or even, you know, a deeper mitigation. With more swings come deeper mitigations, right? That's what we talk about with DTFX, and with more swings there is deeper mitigation. Now this is the SNDR, right? Obviously delivered. Okay, that's cool, but it's not a part of my plan, right? It's not a part of my trading plan. It's starting to struggle to close above the high, barely managing to do so. Yeah, so we do see that accumulation that you were talking about, right? We do see that accumulation. Now if I just play the price, let me see what actually happened. So we get that deeper mitigation, that's 70, right, that we usually see. Let me see if we were MMing on yeah, so what we started to do is that accumulation. Now notice where the MMs are usually formed, right? It's in the accumulation. And we can save this for later, right? This now would be the sixth swing. Yeah, this would be the sixth swing. Yeah, that's cool. Now I'm not expecting any trades from the 50, right? And because we are still in that well, this is the sixth swing. I would not be expecting any longs now here. Price can still long now, just without me, right? So in price, doesn't look like we're gonna have any entries. Just playing it forward because now to mention, this is now the protected low. Okay, create another one, but yeah, okay, wait, Dracula pattern forming. This is the protected low. Let me see the 5 minute. Okay, the 5 minute, the last validated swing was that sixth swing. So I'm just gonna put the protection, right, all the way down here. Because with that validated swing, what can we see? We can still see a trade pop into the 50 and then go higher, right? That's what we can still see. And now it's starting to struggle. You see? Now it's really starting to struggle. And you might notice something here, and that's first swing, second swing, third swing. Now what is this, right? What is Ziga talking about? Ziga's talking about the internal swings, the lower time frame, right? You guys probably would be like, oh, this is 7, this is 8. No, wait, slow down. This is part of a lower time frame. And you can have this, right? When we have this leg, you have multiple time frames of swings forming, right? So we have this 4th, 5th, 6th on the 5 minute, and then we have this lower time frame on forming as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, and now 4, right? Now we have the wick of the lower time frame. What this means essentially, right, is that break of structure. Yeah, we just created a higher time frame retracement. This is a higher time frame retracement now, right? This now belongs to that original structure that I was talking about, right? So that's the third tap of the that's over here. Break of lower time frame trend only. Yeah, exactly. Break of lower time frame trend, and you guys will probably think, "Ooh, now we're getting bearish." No, that's a first flip. That's a fake flip. Now, why? Because this is the lower time frame. This can now just go higher. Okay. Even though we have the number of swings met, this can still go higher, right? We are looking for that low to be broken. Okay, that's the low that we are looking for, because that's the higher time frame. And yeah, after that break of the high, yeah, of course, we expect accumulation. Now let's see what's gonna happen. A lot of M1 gaps. Seems like it's still got, yeah, exactly. We have imbalances still forming, right? We have a lot of M1 imbalances still forming. But yeah, this is creating that, you know, accumulation, right? And this is the on top of the accumulation. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, where these MMs form are usually around the accumulation, but you gotta be really careful with longing, especially when we have, you know, extended like this, because we have already extended like this, right? And if you do not have targets up above, that's a stupid way to long. That would be a stupid long, right? Because if you have no targets up above and you're just praying that this delivers, like, Shimon. Okay, yeah, obviously not taking any longs here. And we are nearing the end of this session, which is, I'm gonna end the backtesting, right? The backtesting day at 15 o'clock. I think that's reasonable, right? Lower time frame forming, which was also the SNDR, right? And it delivered, but we are not taking that because it's not part of our rules. And look how this is still going, and the lows are still intact. Imagine someone trying to short here, short, and gets cooked, right? Like, just keeping track of your higher time frame highs and lows will get you like 80% of the time on the right side of the market, right? Toilet paper people. Yeah, the ones that want to short, right? And then they just get cooked because the market isn't okay. That now it's the end of the session, right? 15 o'clock, and we're gonna go to the next New York. Okay, now it gets interesting, right? We have this over here. We did tap this once, twice, thrice. Okay. Okay, this is cool. I would also consider this a larger one as the I will put an extended line, right? The horizontal ray as the top and the bottom. I'm waiting for your monster to kick in so you can ask if you. Yeah, just do so. Yeah, Russ, do so. Ask away. Don't be shy. Yeah. So we have this double bottom here, right? We have this double bottom. I do see a run of the first high, and then the second high is a bit tricky, right? Because I would mark it as this, that prominent wick or whatever you want to call it. That wick would be the second target, right? Now let's see, the 1 minute opened, now wicked that again, traded all out of the traded back, and now higher. Now MMs are essentially support and resistance, as as we've established, right? Now a closure up above, this is not a protected high, okay? This is not a protected high. Now we did trade below. We still have that origin, right? We still have that unmitigated origin. Now let's fib the origin. I don't think I have a fib tool even available, right? And use the GAN box, of course. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. let me just box it, okay? So we still have the unmitigated origin. We tap the top of it, okay, that's cool. And now we are creating that lower time frame trend. Okay, that's cool. Again, tapping that okay, that we see a lot of times, tapping the 50 and delivering that 1-to-1, right? Just delivered. Now I am looking for price to go higher. Now I am looking for this, and I am looking for that level to be tapped, and I am still on the lookout for that level up above, right? We still have that unmitigated higher time frame level. Let's see. Okay, now just looking at price, we did trade up above that high, and that high was of no importance. Now you guys would consider this as the second swing, okay? Now if I was to take a trade like this, if I was to plot a trade like this, would you guys be taking this? Would you guys be taking a trade that looks something along those lines? Now just zooming out, we are rejecting off of this This is our gatekeeper, right? This is our gatekeeper. We have that outstanding target, and we have this unmitigated origin to still tap. Would you guys be long in this? So we just stopped shy of the target, right? Okay, let's see if this actually comes down. Okay, nobody answered, but I presume that you guys said no. Now why this swing? Yo, welcome to the stream. Now I presume you guys said no. Now why? Let me get into the why. Okay, no clue, no worries. So we have the double bottom. I would not classify this as part of structure. This is not part of structure. Structure, the way we know it, is this, right? And we traded down below with no protected highs that would be relevant, right? If I zoom into this, like, this is not a validated swing, right? There is no validation here. And we traded back into the range, right? And this over here, nothing here is part of structure. And I would not be long in here, right? When there are swings that are not part of structure, I tend to just skip them. Well, I always skip them out because they're not part of my plan, right? Now we wait. We have another tap of the Let's see if the lower time frame one's gonna get tapped. So again, the 50 delivered, right? The 50 of the we still have those targets up above. I am still looking for, let me just go to the 15. Yeah, look at that level, that 515 is just above that high. And if you just look at higher time frame structure for a second, what do we see, right? We see one swing, two swings, and barely three, right? Barely. Like, I would not really classify this as a swing, but barely three swings. You guys see now that we could still go up above that high, tap that level, and then go lower, right? I gotta stop saying right. So it wasn't part of structure because it didn't close through that low. It wasn't part of structure. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna give you guys a scenario. If price were to close down below this low, okay? This low. If it closed down below, this would be a protected high. This high would be part of structure, right? And if it closed up above it, then I would be seeking for longs, but it did not, right? It did not. It only wicked, yeah. No closure means that that high is irrelevant. Like, this is, what is this, right? Who is that? Ah, lovely. Okay. Trading higher now. Trading higher now. We still have that target, right? This is now, why is that a target? This is the first mitigation which did not tap the 50, right? This is the first mitigation that did not tap the 50. That's why this is a target. Well, nothing interesting in terms of structure is happening. So I would skip this. I would be sitting on my hands. Because if like no apparent swings are forming, right? If no apparent structure is forming, I tend to just, you know, skip them. Yeah, JD, no worries. No worries. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. But now, after a glance, right, just a tiniest of glance. Today's bank holiday, no trading today. Well, depends, right? The zone is delivering. So yeah. Yeah, cool. We do have an MM. We do have an MM present, but I'm not gonna mark that up. And this is just, you know, Friday's PA. Friday as we know it tends to be like really choppy or really great. Like, it's either the best price action in the world or it's the shittiest price action in the world. Like, there's no in between. That's just what Friday tends to do right now. Now, we did trade all the way into that target, tapping that 50 of the origin. But we are expecting a retracement here. Now, the higher time frame is still bullish. Literally. Yeah, the higher time frame is still bullish. This if we go up above that swing would be the third swing on the higher time frame. Now, we can still expect, just like here, where is it? Just like here, right? This is the same concept, but fractally, right? Fractally. Judging by this, it would be yeah, it is fractal. Yeah, cool. Let me see if this origin, let me just mark it out, because this is something that I used to trade, right? I used to look at highs and lows, like the important ones, and just like mark out these levels, right? And what I would do is place a limit on the 50 stop loss above the high. What is your R for this week? I think it's 1 R. Yeah, it should be 1 R. But we are backtesting today, Saki. Today's bank holiday. So I can go over that later, okay? I'm gonna just mark out this origin. It does have the sweep, right? Now counting the swings, this lower time frame leg. Now we have, yeah, the shittiest of swings. Yeah, this would be the third, and then another fractal swing count, right, per second. And this is 2 swings coming into that zone. Now tap that 50, right? Now what I used to do is enter on the 50%, exactly, like place my stop above, and it would either hit or it wouldn't, right? Now with origins like this, you just gotta know that what is that origin, like where is it from, like what did it do, like did it put in a new low? If so, yeah, cool. But yeah, unfortunately this one did not deliver, so a shitty example. I do have a bunch of screenshots of this delivery though. As we know, trading should not be 100%. Like if you have 100% win rate, you're doing something awfully suspicious. Trading up above that high, let me see the 15. Now we finally hit that 515 level. We can expect shorts now, right? We can expect shorts. Indeed, we can expect shorts. Now those shorts would be all the way to that 1-to-1 level. But one thing that you have to keep in mind, this is an hourly zone. How many hours, or even, well, this is daily. Looking at, yeah, this is a daily zone. How many days are we gonna spend in this zone to deliver that trade, right? That 1-to-1. It's not gonna be 5 minutes. That's for sure. Now we're just observing price action. This is the third swing, as we said, and that would be the S and the R of that third swing. Let me see if we got the 15-minute closure. We did. Okay. And now we have something going on, right? One question, guys. Would you be taking this trade, this right here, the 50? The third swing, to give you guys some info, this is the third swing. This is an SNDR for the third swing. Would you guys be taking it? Yeah, your name. You can be wrong. You can be wrong. It's counter trend to the higher time frame. Yeah, that's you see this 515. That's there for a reason, right? We are rejecting from that higher time frame zone, right? And yeah, delivered, right? Delivered. You were going against higher time frame. Is that really the, and to mention those 2 candles? Yeah, momentum is bearish. Yeah, no, look at the momentum, right? You always gotta look at the momentum coming into your entry, especially when tapping a higher time frame zone. If that momentum coming from that POI that you have is relatively small, that's probably a perfectly fine entry, right? But if that momentum is a V-shaped recovery, right, you shouldn't be a part of that entry. And I really mean that's what you gotta backtest. But you shouldn't be a part of that entry. It's not, well, it's a valid trade, just not by how I define a valid trade, right? It's a valid trade if it came down slowly, but it didn't. Okay, moving on. We have, what is the time? So even though it's higher time frame, counter trend, still valid entry. If momentum is not too hot, yeah, okay, it's that's what I'm trying to say, right? It's the momentum that matters. If, especially, look at this is PM session, we were tapping that level, right? We expected a trade off of that level, right? We expected a trade into the other direction. What did it give us? A trade going into the other direction, right? I would not be going against my narrative. That would be breaking my rules, going against my narrative. Yeah, the sharp drop, yeah, it can deliver, like, I don't care, it's not a part of my rules, right? Look, this is still shorty. Now, let me just, now, what we can expect, we are in this previous range. This previous range, the 50 is 356. This is the 50. There is a zone at the 50%, right? They've said utilize zones at the 50%. But other than that, I don't see anything else. Yeah, there is no origin we can trade from. Yeah, I do see us tapping this the blue line, tapping that and giving us a 1-to-1, then possibly maybe moving further down. Question mark. Let's leave price to do its thing. Can you go to the 5-minute real quick? Of course, Rust. There. So the 5-minute. Look at the 5-minute. I can give you guys the screenshots of the charts if you guys want. I can give you guys the actual images. SNDR in the 1-minute is also lines up with the 5-minute. Yeah, it does. It does line up with the 5-minute. So would you be taking that? Yes or no? Oh, my bad. Okay. I was just curious, in which scenario would you rather go to the 5-minute and find SNDR on the 5-minute instead of 1-minute? Because that zone looked like it belongs to the 5-minute time frame. And you know, that's actually a good observation that you have, because I usually, it's subconscious for me. It's discretion, right? It's discretionary, because when you go through so many SNDRs, the swings, right? When you go through so many swings, you kind of see which zone belongs to what time frame, right? You kind of see what works, where it works, and what doesn't. And yeah, this zone was a perfectly valid trade. Yeah, Rust, perfectly valid trade. I would have taken this 10 out of 10 times if we weren't tapping a higher time frame zone, right? I would be mad this day. I would be looking at price, yo, why is trolling me, bro? You know, but hey, can't have them all. And this was Friday, right? So imagine taking a loss on Friday. Of course, now rejecting, going higher, tapping the 30 of the higher time frame swing, that would sting. Yeah, I know that would sting. Losing on a Friday, not the best, because you go into that weekend, right? You go into that weekend with that loss. That isn't the best of the feelings. So I am looking for that high to be swept. Interesting, right? Interesting. Maybe creating that SNDR, but this is the end of the session of New York. Let me go Monday. Okay, so this is Monday now. What I could see potentially, yeah, look, just off of 1 minute alone, right, off of 1 minute, we can see what's happening. What do you guys see for me? I'm gonna lay back for a sec to let you guys figure this one out on your own. And this monster is really good. Rounding! Hey! I can get back to backtesting. Let's go, baby. Yeah, we do see rounding happen. Yeah. So my targets, if I was looking at this PA, my targets would be like this, the 50, the sweep, maybe the 50 of the zone, and that would be it. Those are my targets. Maybe the high, right? Maybe the high, but we are in that higher time frame area, and I would not be seeking any longs. And if that means no entry presents, that's totally fine. We have this protected low. Price traded up above. Are you guys taking an SNDR here to go higher? Are you taking this previous swing, also known as the SNDR, as well, it's just Rust, and I know Rust is not good. Yeah, we aren't, right? We aren't taking this zone. Now, why? First of all, yeah, okay, there was a higher time frame closure, but look at this swing. Yeah, I know you wouldn't be taking this, the swing count and everything. Look at this. So we have this validated 15-minute swing. We go up above it, we don't close up above it. That's important to note. We don't close up above it, right? Now, we mitigate this by 90% tapping into that hidden S&D. And we trade high, right? Now, where is that protected low? Right? Where is that protected low? Now, for me, I would just zoom out here. I would zoom out and possibly let these lower levels hit, especially with a 15-minute candle like this. First of all, the swing count is not met, and we are rejecting from a higher time frame zone. And I said we can be multiple days in this bearish PA, right? So I'm just gonna mark out this because this did end up wicking. Yeah, we are in a higher time frame zone, so a flip here does tend to deliver. Like, look at this, for example, right? Tap that 50, but let me just right, tap that 50, delivered, right? That flip would have still profited, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm measuring that flip to then go lower, right? I am bearish now. I am full on bear mode. Wait, where's my monster? So, expecting that 50 tap. Is there any MMs here? No. And I do see price going lower. Okay, double bottom, right? We have to know that, but I am still looking for that, 50 to in turn go lower. And this is just this is Monday, and well, with Mondays, right, you get clean PA. You don't get this. Right, so if we trade down below, I would look for an SNDR here. This would be then considered the second swing. Okay, now we traded down below. I'm just gonna mark out this zone. Like, this is the perfect size of the zone, and also close down below with a 5-minute, right? Important to note, we close down with a 5-minute body closure. Now, would you guys be taking a short here? Would you guys be taking a short right here? Okay, yes. Okay, cool. Let's play the market. All right. Oh, yo, Jeff, welcome to the stream. Because of double bottom, didn't tap anything significant. BT, the double bottom didn't tap anything significant. Yeah, it didn't tap anything significant. Yo, Benny, welcome to the stream. So no, okay, Benny, we aren't taking that short. Okay, cool. We still have the levels down below. That 50, right? These are the levels that I'm expecting it to tap. And I am expecting for price to go all the way down to the MM and give us a 1-to-1, right? That's the next level if we continue dropping like this. With no flip here, I wouldn't be interested in any longs. So it kind of left us. Kind of just disregarded our entry. I'll leave it there just for entertainment purposes only, just so it's there. But yeah, with no flip here, as I said, I wouldn't be looking for any entry. I have 1, 2, now 3 swings on the lower time frame, but I would consider this a part of the 5-minute, right? Let me see if it was it's a validated 5-minute swing, right? This would be now the 5-minute third swing. Let's see if it's gonna close. Okay, important thing here, if you guys were taking this little fractal over here, it was already mitigated. And let's see if we get that closure. So we get that closure, probably the 5-minute too, right? Yeah, so we get the 5-minute closure. Are you guys taking any shorts here? This is now the third swing. Are you guys taking any shorts? Are you taking maybe an SNDR here? Well, I'm gonna just put it here. What's that 930? It's the 50% of the previous swing. The 50% of the previous higher time frame, like hourly swing. That was just a target, not an yeah. And I said if we do flip here, I would then maybe look for a scalp up. But the way we mitigated this all the way down, I'll probably skip the longs. As I said, I am expecting a tap on top of this MM to go back into the range, right? Seems very close to the bottom of this large consolidation to go short here. Yes, that's correct, Jeff. That's correct. And we are also tapping what? The top of that MM, right? The top of that MM usually does what? Usually does this. That 1-to-1, right? Delivers that. I'm just playing price to see. I don't think this is part of the 5-minute. Let me see. 5. Yeah, it's not part of the 5-minute. Yeah, it's like deep house, and it helps me focus, right? Okay. So yeah. Again, Jeff is not in the trade. What about you, Rust? Rust, are you in the trade? Are you in this trade? The short, I mean. not the tab. I like this, like, groovy deep house. Okay, so you are the trade. Okay. And congratulations. Congratulations. You just God, yeah. Yeah, and the tap already did the job. But I gotta tell you guys, look at this. You see why I plotted that tap at the start of Monday's stream? I think it was Mondays. Or Wednesday, I don't know. But when I plotted that tap, and we were waiting, and I know that Wingsane, right? He said, "Look, watch it be a V-shaped recovery now." Why? Because backtesting. If you choose the right zone, you can do the same, right? You can do the same. So the next level would be this 241, which is the 50, right? And the protected high is all the way up here, 388. Now, trading lower, this would be the fourth swing. Now, with the fourth swing, I would not be interested in any shorts. This is me taking shorts and throwing them out of the window. Now we're looking for a possible reversal. Possibly coming from down here. So what you can do, right? You can also, if the tab 1-to-1 was beyond the SNDR, would you still take it? Yeah, because it's my model, right? It's my model, because the tab, what it can do, right? It can retrace too, right? It can retrace too. Depends. If I see this tab as a straight, like, volatile push, I probably would not have taken it, no. But if I see this actually, you know, making retracement to go higher, yeah, then yeah. Because, you know, you still have room. I was wanting to say, what you can do with these you can go onto the 50%, right? You can place a limit on the 50%. And just take the 50 like you would the regular zone, right? Especially if the swing count to the downside was met. This is the protected high, this wick down below, so this is not the protected high, this up above is. Just looking for any Oh yeah. Very crazy. Well, not really. It's all rules. It's all rules that you can implement, right? This is, what is this SNDR trade? It's a third swing SNDR. It's a trade that I would likely take in real market conditions too, right? Well, I would take in real market conditions. Now, where were we rejecting from? We're rejecting from a higher time frame zone, right? This is all the concept. This is like, just don't think that this is something that only I can do, because it's easy to replicate. You just gotta go into backtesting and do it on your own too, right? It's not something that's exclusive to me because, oh, I was in the mentorship. No. A lot of people tend to think so. Just because I was in the mentorship, that I'm some sort of a guru, right? That I'm some sort of, that I got education that you guys can't get, right? No. Like, this is, all of this, well, except the is free material. And what I'm doing is teaching it to you guys, right? I'm teaching to you. Oh damn, this tab delivered. God damn. So we have this zone up above that we could trade from, but other than that, nothing. Oh yeah, 14, it's 15 o'clock right here. with these SNDRs, you can also take it counter trend, and while they're, you know, already been traded away from, you can also take these as scalps into the other direction. Now with the market closing, M's are more powerful than SNDRs. Yes, but you gotta learn how to trade them. Like not every zone is an MM, and you gotta build that discretion through reps, through repetitions. Now we have to go to the next New York session. Okay, now you see that origin that we obviously marked, right? Tapped, boom, delivered, just like here. Tapped, delivered, right? Now let's see what this is doing. This is obviously doing the rounding. As I said, we can spend multiple days here, because why? It's a daily zone. It's a daily zone we're tapping. We don't have to deliver the targets right away. Now just reading this is the low that we've traded down below. The 50 is yet to be tapped. Now let's see what the price gives us. And right off the bat, this is not part of structure the way that I define it, right? Because it wicked down below and created that. I would look at this to be swept. You see a small zone here. Yeah, you can trade from it, but I do see this being swept. Tor board, because why, man? Why? Because we're rejecting from a higher time frame zone. We're doing that accumulation. We're doing exactly what we want to see. We can see longs at the bottom of the range and shorts at the top of the range. That's exactly what I'm looking for, right? Exactly what I'm looking for. Now, as I said, this zone was not part of the structure the way I define it and the way DTFX defines it. Therefore, the zone has a lower probability of delivering. It's as simple as that. And I said I do want to see this being, well, being swept. But yeah, obviously, right, anybody could have predicted that. Now this did end up tapping the 50 of the origin. Of course, a large entry. Like, this is 100 points, but back then 100 points was a lot of points, right? Like, you didn't just see 100 point range just like that, right? Okay, again, I assume that you guys wouldn't be taking a short here. I assume you guys wouldn't be taking a short here. We did deliver this. We did deliver that one, but this does not look like it's gonna deliver. Even if you took all of this, you would have still been 66.6% profitable. Yeah, 200 points SNDRs. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Now, this is probably gonna go wick the high, right? Because with such momentum, yeah, this is already mitigated. What am I looking at? Yeah, everything here is mitigated. With such momentum trading up, yeah, maybe we're gonna suffer a loss, right? But yeah, stops above the zone, oh well, on the zone, right, on the top of the zone, targets 1-to-1. And we are short, right? We are still short. Even though, because this is the top of the range, even though we are still moving higher, I'm shorting, right? I want shorts. Look, I'm shorting here. I'm shorting here, right? I'm shorting here. Even though we're moving higher, I'm still shorting, and I'm making money doing so. And I love DTFX for that, because I myself see shorts more than longs. I don't like longing that much. Now, just looking at this, right? We did move up above that high, but that high is not a validated high. This is not a high part of structure, and I wouldn't be really looking for any longs here. Yeah, it looks like I'm just ranging here. We have this top of the range, right? Nothing really interesting going on. Maybe we can get a wick of the high, as we said, right? A loss, quote unquote. But this is dangerously close to that high. I would not really expect for price to go higher now, but something that Dave mentioned that probably not a lot of you guys know is the zone between two highs. Nah, you good. Watch it now, just next candle, pop. Again, I'm not long in this, especially knowing where we are, right? Look, failed miserably, right? Yo, Rumi Beats, I haven't seen you in a while. What time does market close? I don't know. I think it's an early close today. Yeah, at 12. In 1 hour and 52 minutes. At 12 a.m. I think. It says on TradingView at least. It will close in 1 hour and 52 minutes. An early close, right? Okay, no worries. By the way, Rumi, welcome to the stream, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. Anyways, longing at the top of the range. That's where your losses come from. Well, most of your losses, I swear. I can bet my entire life savings. Longing at top of the range and shorting at the bottom. You're gonna see once you go over your losses, like, I know it seems dumb, but it's true, yeah. Because I know I did that too. I was a victim of longing at the top of the range. Not really a victim, but you know, because I pressed the button. I pressed that button and I got cooked. It's only me that's at fault. Yeah, look at how this is perfectly ranging. Just time your shorts at the top and your longs at the bottom. You know, seeing price action like this gives you an insight as to what you should be doing. What you should be doing when the market is ranging. And now this, look, nothing changed. We're still rejecting from the high, well, from the highs, and we're still rejecting from the bottom, right? This is the bottom, like this is like a small range on a lower time frame if you're looking at practicality of price. But yeah, essentially what we're doing, shorting, longing, shorting, longing. And I want you guys to know that trading a range isn't that hard. You just gotta position yourself right. Look at the highs, look at the lows, look at the protected highs, look at the protected lows. That's a valuable gem from, yeah, drop already. And is it gonna take that? Nope. You see how hesitant it is to deliver that one-to-one? It just does not want to drop, right? Look at how this is going back into the range. Oh, lovely. Are we gonna get another drop? That would be crazy, right? But as you said, it will take days for this rounding to complete, and we just took that high, right? Finally, after years of waiting, we have taken that high. On the lower time frame, yeah, a lot of swings form. One, but that's really the lower time frame. This is below 1 minute that we're creating right now. I really didn't expect this to go any higher, but it can, right? The invalidation of our idea on the higher time frame is all the way up here. That's our invalidation. So let's just close this, and let's do this. And just looking at higher time frame, let me see if there's any. Yeah, so this still is valid. When it breaks, when we trade down below it, then I could see a trade back into the range. I do still see a 50, a 50% of this being tapped and delivered. And I do see this low as a potential. I will give some account. Hey, you said last week I will give some account to the community. Yeah, I said I will look into it. Yeah, I haven't looked into it yet, I'm gonna be honest. But as a thank you, and yesterday something happened that quite literally changed that opinion. But yeah, I am still looking into that. I can do that at 1,000, right? Along with at 1,000 subs, along with my notes, right? As a thank you. But the way we're going, we're probably gonna hit that soon. Yeah, SNDR here, but this is the end of the session, right? This is the end of the session. We're gonna go to the next. Woo! Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Look, this SNDR did not deliver. It did not deliver. Now, just to recap, I am still short. I wouldn't be taking any longs here to go higher. Why? That higher time frame area for the 5th time. Okay, now, cool. Okay, so that that we had marked delivered that 50. Okay, that we can erase now. Now the market opened. Okay, the market opened and we created double bottom. Did we trade below any higher time frame lows yet? Ones that would be significant. Okay, I would love for price to go all the way down here and close below to solidify any shorts. But yeah, look at this 1 hour. 250 candles and it looks massive. Now a regular ass candle is 250. Okay, now with that I could see us going back into the range, right? I could see us trading back into the range. Now this is a 5 minute. This is a 5 minute move that we're expecting. So a large move, right? And we're still keeping track of our highs and lows, right? This is the protected high on the 1 minute, right? Okay, cool. So we broke that protected high. Now we have that SNDR here. We got that move back into the range, right? That we talked about. Let me see the 5 minute. If the 5 minute was entry was there. Yeah, so you see, you can get cooked, right? You can get cooked. Or is that the 15? I wouldn't. Yeah, okay, never mind. But yeah, if let's say you took the 5 minute. You took the 5 minute entry and you got cooked. Yeah, because it's an aggressive entry. The buy stop is the aggressive entry. You're not always gonna win with it. But yeah, you can use it as narrative, you see? Trading back into the range. this flipped, right? But this, what can this be responsible for, right? What is this on the higher time frame? Let's go to the 15. What could this be? A retracement. Look at this leg, look at this move. Yeah, it just looks like it was a 15-minute indeed. Yeah, look at this. It was a 15-minute. That sucks. But yeah, sometimes you just get the time frame wrong. Yeah, looks clean on the 15. Yeah, narrative still says this, stays the same. Let me see the 5-minute protected high. Yeah, this is the 5-minute last protected high. So counting the swings 1, 2, 3, and now this is the flip, right? The 5-minute one. Of course, we gotta pay attention to higher time frame as well. Yeah, this is just going higher. I don't have any trades here. I do not have any trades plotted. I do not have any trades that I want to take. Maybe this flip down below, like this origin, but that's it. Like I'm not rushing to jump into any trades. Have you seen, wait, let me see. Have you seen big fall? Generally, we see a V-shaped recovery at least to the 50%. Yeah, with a big fall, especially back then when CPI candles, right? With CPI candles, what happened was you had regular price action, you had a news candle, and then you had consolidation, and then you have market open. And market open, what it did, it came back to that high of the CPI candle, right? And that's essentially with V-shaped recoveries too, right? It's the retracement back to like the true day open or whatever it is. It is a concept, like people do trade this, and yeah, it is valid. And you can, but we see with this MM alone, we had that narrative to trade back into the range, right? And yeah, with you can use that big fall V-shaped recovery thingy too. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do this for another 10 minutes, okay? And then I will log off because I have to go gymming. So let's do this as efficiently as we can. Yeah, so the protected 1-minute low, well, the validated swing of the 1 minute is this one, because there is no closure. This is the validated swing, like the validated the low, right? Yeah, JD, that's fine. Hey, if it's a part of your plan, Sunday there will be any live session? Yeah, of course. Yeah, there will be, of course. This is not the validated swing being broken. Let me see the 5-minute. What is the 5-minute? Now, if you guys took this low as a protected low and took that SNDR, that's cool, you profited. I didn't. I don't really mark out structure like that, especially if it wicked. I mark out structure with closures. I learned a lot. Hey, Rust. Wait, you changed your name. Yeah, no worries. Like, we do these every single week, right? And you can, and I have, if you have any questions regarding anything, just ask away. You can learn a lot more with asking questions, because that's your brain, literally, it's designed to learn more, right? It's designed to learn more when you're, like, if you're connected, like if you're in that zone, and if you keep asking questions with curiosity, You're gonna learn a lot more, and you can like nitpick my brain, like exactly why did you take this, Ziga? Ask me, why did you take this? If you don't understand it, try to, because I did that with Dave. I tried to understand his thought process, and that's how I learned to trade. That's how I built my discretion, right? It was literally taking him and nitpicking every part of his brain. Like, why did he take this? I asked him, and yes, sometimes I did not get an answer, but it really helped me. Even with the videos. Why did he take that zone? Okay, then I went back and watched the masterclass again. Then I understood. Okay, why in okay, but then I asked another question. Why in the masterclass did he take that exact entry? Why in the masterclass did he take that exact zone? Okay, oh, it's because that zone's that, and that's how we use it. Oh, you know, the light bulb started emerging, right? Like, you guys have such a clean path. It's given you, well, it's given to you on a silver platter to profitability. You have me and you have Dave's crash course. You know how much value there is in that crash course? It's compacted. Like, I had to watch, what was it, 20 hours of material? You have to watch 4? And every time I did do something wrong, I had to watch it again. Yeah. So, do you have any questions, guys, right now? Do you have any questions regarding trading or anything? Really, ask me anything. I will not judge you. Never will I judge you on the questions that you ask. I will never judge you because you're curious, because you want to learn. If you're asking questions, that signals me one thing: that guy, that woman wants to learn, right? That man or woman wants to learn. And when I see that, I see an ROI, right, on my investment, my time. And when I see that, that's boom, I'm gonna answer everything. I can give you a step-by-step process. I'll give you everything. What's the easiest way to spot an MM? Accumulation, Anonymous. With an MM, you can just see, oh nah, I got a better one for you. Take an extended line like this and just go on the highs, and once you see 1, 2, 3, 4 taps, that's when you see an MM. That's the easiest way. Like, that's the cheat code. Just go on the highs and see how many tabs they have, and if it's not traded through already. If it's traded through already, that MM is no good. But holy shit, that was a gem. That's how I spot them. It was subconscious, because David did that too, right? I saw his cursor, like he was looking at the highs. And now, yeah, just look at the highs, see how many tabs does it have, right? You don't even have to use that extended line. You can just use that cursor. Yo, that's beautiful though. You see how these questions help others too. Give you guys gems. But yeah, absolute cinema. Like, I love it. Any further questions? Any more? Like, I'm still here. Yeah, so we're just, yeah, this backtesting, we're just gonna, it was a good session. We learned a lot. But you guys have any questions? I'm here. I'm still here. And you know, I kind of ran out of my elixir. Absolute Kino. You know what I can give you guys? I'll show you this. Because I gave out the level on Discord, right? I gave out the level, the SNDR. I said that we might deliver, and now that I'm looking at it, right? If you see my Discord, somebody forgot to press enter, right? So if you guys, you can go look at live executions. I just opened my Discord. I see I did take a trade on that SNDR. Yo, Julie, welcome. But yeah, Kino is an insult. Really? Kino in our language, in my language, is cinema. But yeah. Crazy. What language is that, Anonymous? Is it something that I know? Beautiful session though. That MM, you see, you can combine MMs with SNDRs, and you can combine origins, you can combine everything. Like, everything can be compacted into one singular strategy, and you can trade them all at once. It's possible, but I really do suggest, when you go and start trading, if you're not profitable yet with one concept, please, for the love of God, trade one thing. Go, okay, I'm gonna be trading MMs, and that's it. Even if Ziga starts talking about X and Y, I'm gonna trade MMs. If it's SNDRs. Even if Ziga starts adding origins to his trades, I'm gonna trade SNDRs. And I'm gonna stay true to that plan, because that's who I am. You change your identity. I am the SNDR trader. I am the MM trader. I am the origin trader. And that's who you are, and you're not backing down from that. The only trades you take are SNDRs. The only trades that you're gonna post or you're gonna take on that account are SNDRs and nothing else. And if you start losing with SNDRs, go backtest. Go look through your losses. Look through your losses. You're gonna trade that one thing until you make it profitable, right? Until you solidify. Once you see in backtesting like a 70-60% win rate over the span of, let's say, 300 trades, you move on to live trading. Like, you move on to the sim environment, and you start trading the sim, right? And if you're unprofitable in sim, that means you're doing something wrong. And that something wrong can be a little mistake, such as marking structure wrong. So just go over your entries. Like, today's Friday, right? Today's Friday. And what you're gonna do is go over the trades that you took this week. And if those said trades do not line up with your trading plan, then we have a problem. And I'm gonna ask you guys, the ones that are still here listening to this yap, create a trading plan and post it in the Discord. I'm gonna create a section called trading plans, right? And you're gonna post that there, okay? You're gonna by Sunday, I would like to have a trading plan of you guys, okay? What are you trading? So I can hold you guys accountable, okay? I want to hold you guys accountable, because that's the fastest way you're gonna grow. If you're not accountable to your trading, how are you supposed to grow? Bro, want to steal my strat? Yeah, I'll just say so. I want to steal your strat. Yo. But I'm being serious, right? Like, I want to hold you account 35%. Oh, that 12R. I think yeah. It's been a great session today, guys. Thank you guys for coming. Like, truly, I appreciate. I'm just gonna flash this, and then I'll go. Right. So, this didn't hit the TP, and it sucks. But hey, this is a trade that I'm in, and it's bank holiday, and it is something that I don't usually do, but it was so clean that I had to. Right? So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys on Sunday. And well, whatever this trade does, I'm gonna leave it until market close. It's gonna close out on its own. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good time, and make sure to stay true to your rules and make sure to get that trading plan in. Okay, I'm gonna tag you guys. Make sure to get that trading plan in, okay, so I can keep you guys accountable. So thank you guys, God bless every one of you, and enjoy this day. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye guys, bye bye.